What happens when you need to make a decision, the stakes are high and time is critical, is that you generally tend to default into showing up in the decision-making process in a specific way. So what are the 4 ways in which someone can show up in the decision-making process? They can be an avoider, they can be a delegator, they can be a collaborator, or a loner. Let me go through each of these. An avoider, when they need to make a decision, they don't engage with the decision. They delay it either temporarily or permanently. A delegator asks other people to tell them what decision they should make, and they just follow through the decision the others tell them to do. A collaborator, on the other hand, they go to other people for advice, for knowledge, for their thoughts and feelings, or they ask them to be a thinking partner. A loner doesn't engage with anyone in the decision-making process. They do all the thinking, the research, and they make the decision on their own. When it comes to the decisions we need to make when time is critical and the stakes are high, if we don't know what is the way in which we want to show up in the decision-making process, we might struggle with making the decision. Because it may be that, for example, you might go and ask someone to help you with a decision, but you are not able to communicate the way in which you want them to help you. It might be, for example, you want them to be a thinking partner, but you find yourself in a situation in which they start telling you what to do. The experience can be frustrating for both you and the other person you're asking for help. You don't want this to happen, and I believe it is crucial before showing up in the decision-making process or asking others to show up in the decision-making process to actually have clarity on how that should happen. If you don't know to articulate the decision-making process that really works for you and that allows you to make the right decisions with ease, in those moments of pressure, you default into one of these roles. It may be that when you're calm and collected, you want to engage other people in the decision-making process. But when you feel stressed and pressured by time, you actually start asking other people to tell you what to do. And that's okay, as long as that is a choice you're making and you're not doing it because you find yourself in a situation in which you feel you have no control over the situation. It is really important to know specifically how you want to show up in the decision-making process. It is really important to be able to communicate it as well to the other people who need to be involved in the decision-making process, or you want them to be involved in it. All I want to express here is that it's really important for you to fully be aligned with how you want to show up in the decision-making process and not let the criticality of time and the stakes of the decision to take over what is actually best for you.